This is the Sunday service production.
You guys loved the youth group production video, so we thought, why not make a part 2, but on a Sunday?
Hi! Today we'll be taking you behind the scenes of what goes into a Sunday service.
In this video, we will cover new forms of production, including lights and audio, and then of course, more cameras and more drumming to show you what goes into a Sunday. But first, I want you guys to meet my friends.
Hi. Hey, I'm Braden, and I do lights. Stop laughing. Hey, I'm Braden, and I do lights at church for MCC. I'm Nada, and I do cameras for MCC.
And I'm Tyler, or TJ, and I make loud noise for Jesus. All right, before we go any further, I'm gonna be honest. This is a very big video. So for your sake, I'm gonna be putting timestamps throughout the video. So down below, as you scrub through this video, there should be different chapters that show up. And those chapters are different parts of the video. So just so you know, this is all the parts of the video and the times that they start. So for example, if you don't care about lights and you wanna skip to production tour, there you go. This is to help you not get bored with things that you don't really care about. And it's not that we don't love those things, it's just that you don't have the interest for that, which I completely understand. And you might be asking, why make such a long video? Well, I just have an obsession with the fact that this video is probably an hour and a half long. That's my guess while filming this. We'll see how long it actually is. But it feels like a movie and a documentary to me, which is just really cool. Anyways, let's get back to it. Now, planning for a Sunday doesn't start the day of course. So let's take you back a couple days.
Okay, so I just got here. It is Thursday the 12th, and February 15th is the day I'm gonna do lights. Making sure I have enough time to be able to do it, because tomorrow I have plans and Saturday I have plans. So this is the night I could do it. So I just got here, and you flip a few light switches. Light switch here, 3 light switches there. That powers some stuff, I'm not sure, but I was just told when I get here to do that. And there's a cover, took the cover off, booted up the system, just a button on the back. This right here is Sunday, and you're supposed to choose it and then press play, and that will like pull it up and make everything set on that. So everything lines up here. This is truss power. Trusses are those right there, those right here, all the way down. Those do mostly the wash, which wash is like what lights up instruments and the singers, so you can see them obviously. So getting more into the board, these are all the program options. They all have numbers, and the way it works is when you program, you want to set this and see, look, I'll switch it. Something different will happen in the background. Things are changing. So you want to make it where in the song you flow through the choruses, the bridge, and everything lines up. You want to make sure colors are good. Movement, so like if it's a really slow song, I'll use Touch of Heaven as an example. Beginning to be more like relaxed because you're starting the song, and then the chorus is like super hype. So all the lights want to move. You want things blinking. After I get everything set up, I open this, and then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna find which number the person before me on a Sunday programmed. The number starts at 8, so I want to go from 8 all the way to when this starts here, because those are like your preset ones in case you don't program, which some people aren't good enough to do that. Let's go to 53 just to make sure that this is something weird we don't need to have, which it looks like it is. I'm gonna go from 8, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press Q8 through, and then 53 and delete. Sorry, bad camera work. So now, wait, it didn't work. I'm not totally sure why it happens, but the board decided to freeze up. That's why my deleting didn't work. So I'm gonna just reset the board. There's a button down there. I don't know if you, there you go. I'm just gonna turn it off and turn it back on because I honestly don't know. We're gonna try this again. I turned everything back on. So for some reason, the cue did work. The screen just froze up. So that actually did what we wanted. I'm gonna delete this cue. So Q67, haha, whatever. Delete. And now we have everything right. Thing you're gonna do, you come here. You're gonna open your cue list, which is here. And this is basically just all the songs that have been saved. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna figure out what songs we're doing, pull up those songs that I need to do. And then once I do that and figure out where they are, I'll come back to y'all. Okay, so first song is Joy, What the World Calls Foolish. And I actually did this, so I have it here. B means I just did it. So we're gonna do 559, and bear with me because it's a hard program thing you have to do here. So I'm gonna go into Joy. I'm gonna click on that, press open. That will open up how many actual cues there are that do different things. So we have to remember 9. So I'm gonna take list 559, Q 1 through 9, and then I'm gonna copy 2, and the way you figure out which one is which on the list is right there. You see the 1, and there's 12, 494, so on, so on. So I'm gonna go list, or I did copy 2, now list 1, and then I have to press what Q in here I want it to go in. So I'm gonna do Q, and then we're gonna go after 65. So weirdly enough, you're just gonna do Q 65.1, and then there it is. So now that we have Joy, we're just gonna repeat that until we have all the songs in there. Okay, so I just brought up all the songs, pretty easy stuff. 1 is Joy, 2 is The Blood, but it's a different version of The Blood. I actually brought it up on the computer over here so I can play it and figure out how it goes, the flow of it. And then after The Blood, we got Who Else, which is right up at the top. So I just brought them all in. Ignore all of the copy of. That happens every time you're copying from the cue list over here. So yeah, all the songs are in here. So basically, I'm gonna play the songs on my phone or the computer, whatever I pick. As the song goes, I'll kind of switch what I brought up because it's not gonna be perfect. We'll especially have to edit a lot for The Blood because it's a different version of the song. So yeah, I'll watch the videos, listen to the songs, change the colors, change the movement, and show you all some things through that as I go. Okay, one thing I do want to clarify is that right now, currently it's Thursday, so I don't have access to what the colors are going to be because they usually pick those around Sunday. I'm basically just going to change the movements where I want the stuff. The colors, I'll show you. There's just a bunch of random stuff happening, different colors everywhere, because when you pull it in, for some reason, all the cues build off of each other. So when they build off of each other, if something isn't programmed, I'm gonna change it to whatever the cue was before that was programming it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but hopefully it does. So right now, I'll change the colors during rehearsal on Sunday around like 7 o'clock, because we gotta be there pretty early. So let me show y'all some of the stuff, like editing. So these are my effects that are already available to me. I can go in and change whatever effect I want, but I don't know how to do that. And as far as I know, it's really difficult. This is also the group directory is what they call it, but it's basically all the different lights you can change. Most of them are grouped to make it where you don't have to do every one individually. So like all those blue ones at the top, those are in a group. I think it's 101 DS2 maybe. I'm not exactly sure. So I can change the different effects. So I'll give an example. You see the blue on the stairs over there? I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna press, we'll do this one, or this one. I can go in here and actually like move it around. So yeah, it is this one. So I can go in here and let's just pick circle, and now it's circling. So maybe a couple tries. This system is a little weird, but now it circles. I can press clear, that gets rid of everything, goes back to normal. Do the songs again. If there's something I don't like or want to change, make it a little bit different, I'll reprogram it. Yeah, I do that through every song. I'll give more examples along the way. Thought I'd just run down a little bit of what I did, and I'll go through the list. You'll see when I hit this button, I go down. So basically, all I have to do Sunday is change the colors to what they need to be, run through during rehearsal. When I run through, I'll just go here, bam, 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 and everything should be in order to where I don't have to move anything around. I might have to a little bit with this song because it's different, and I didn't really totally feel like programming everything that's different. I'll kind of just move in between songs using this. So if I wanted to go from, say, 40 to 37, I'm already at 40. I'm gonna press go to 37. Bam, now I'm at 37. So if I need to switch something around, go whatever it is, I can just move to that. I didn't really change very much throughout the cue list. I didn't really program anything differently. Just a little bit of stuff that I was like, why did I do that last time? So everything flows well, everything's good. So basically after this, I'm going to turn it completely off. So when I turn something off here, it's still like standby mode is how I think about it. So basically if I want to go here and say I'm done, I'm going to press choose and then release. And when I do that, everything will turn off. I can just move this slider down because why not? And then I'll keep doing that with all of them except house lights because I want to be able to walk out of here and see. I can turn the house lights off down there somewhere. There's a button that I hit to turn the lights off. But I'll do that for everything. And then I'll turn the thing off, put that back over the cover, turn the switches off. And after I do all that, everything should be off, lights are off, and then I'll head out of here. Be back Sunday, ready to do some lights, 3 services. So it's a lot, but it's a lot of fun.
All right, everyone, if you watched that whole lighting segment, make sure to thank Braden in the comments below because he did a great job running through everything. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I will ask him. I'm sure he will be glad to answer. Now on to the next segment.
Guess who's back? Oh my gosh, my washer just started. Anyways, right now it is Thursday and I'm also on the 15th. What I have been doing to prepare for this service, I'm super excited for. Well, if you haven't watched our youth group vlog, hi, I'm Nada. I'm on cameras. The thing that I've been trying to see what we can do better on is like making our video quality look more like what they have at like Bethel or Hillsong or something like that, Elevation. So I've really been, okay, so you can't turn it around mid-video. Okay, oh man, this is gonna be rough, guys. Anyways, I've been watching The Blood a lot, music video that Bethel has. But like I've been looking like how you get this quality. I mean, you can't really see it, but like it looks so good. Like it's just so saturated and the focus is like perfect. And then I've been comparing it with our service. I mean, you probably can't even tell, but it is a big difference. It's overly bright and it's a little unfocused and I don't know. So really, I've broken it down, I think, into like 3 main things that I think we can do to like make it look more like what they have at like the bigger churches. Number 1, I think it's focus. They always control the focus of their cameras very well. Like they're always like hyper focused, and if they're not focused, it's for a reason. Like they'll do like a shot of like where the guitarist is in the foreground, and then they focus in on the drummer or something like that. If it's like a slow song, they might start the shot unfocused and focus in. So their control over the focus is really good, and I feel like we at MCC we struggle a little bit with focus. Maybe it's because we have less cameras, so you have less time to get ready to have your shot be on screen. Anyways, the second thing that I think they do very well is they have their lighting very consistent. If you look at, oh man, can you see? Yeah, you can see, I think. If you look at the way when they switch between shots, I guess it'll switch soon. Yeah, like the lighting level is very similar. Like there is like that one camera wasn't super bright and then the other camera wasn't super dark. Like they keep their lighting they keep it consistent. I don't know how else to say it. So sometimes we have inconsistent lighting, which I mean sometimes it's not a bad thing, but like if you're getting the same shot of the lead singer from like different sides of the stage and one is super dark and one is super bright, it doesn't look very good. And then the third thing is another part of lighting, I guess. The color is so good on what they have, and I feel like ours looks a little bright, especially when you're looking at like skin tones. Really, I think the only answer to that is putting a filter on it after you've done the recording. So I don't think there's really anything we can do about that. So we're gonna be focusing on focus and consistent lighting on Sunday. That's what I'm doing to prepare. Why do I always do a peace sign, dude? I got a lot of homework tonight.
Yikes. Make sure to thank Nada as well in the comments below, guys, for taking the time to record that video. There's still more to come from him in this video. But if you have any questions about anything camera, ask below, and I'm sure he will be glad to answer those for you. All right, on to the next part. All right, guys, so today is the Saturday before the Sunday. So yes, Sunday is tomorrow. I'm excited for tomorrow for multiple reasons. 1, it's a Sunday, and Sundays are just awesome. 2, I got to pick the worship set for tomorrow, which I rarely get to do. So very excited for that. And then last but not least, I get to take you guys along the whole ride, and it's gonna be really cool. So anyways, this is kind of the what I do to prepare segment. So I'm gonna just walk you through a couple of different things. Now, like I said, I got to pick the worship set for this Sunday, which is an amazing opportunity. And I've only gotten to do it once before. So I'm gonna walk you guys through what songs I picked and the order and how everything's just gonna run and work together. All right, so the first song we're playing is a song called Joy, What the World Calls Foolish by Martin Smith and Gateway Worship. We're actually doing, drums wise, we're doing the Bethel version that's on YouTube, but it's pretty similar structure wise and everything. So why did I choose this song? Well, first of all, it's literally a joy bomb, and if you know me, I love joy bombs. The chorus is literally, I've got joy in the morning, joy in the evening, you keep me dancing in every season, whatever comes tomorrow, I've got joy. I love those types of songs that just proclaim the joy and the freedom we have in the Lord, and what better way to start off a worship set. This song is also very fun instrument-wise. Drums, bass, piano, all doing fun stuff, and it's just a blast for the whole team. So that's how we're starting off the set, and if you guys remember Judah from last worship vlog, he is going to be leading that song, so it's going to be amazing. After that, structure-wise, we're going to have announcements for church, and that's basically a little under 5-minute session of just talking about what's coming up, and then giving and all of that type of stuff. All right, the next song is one of my favorites right now, The Blood by Bethel Music and David Funk. I love this song so much. I've actually, all the songs that mention the blood I've loved recently. So The Blood, The Wonderful Blood, Nothing But the Blood, all of those songs I believe are just so powerful, talking about the blood that Jesus shed on the cross as a sacrifice for our sins. That's something we can never stop singing about, truly. So yes, The Blood is extremely powerful, and actually we're not doing the standard version. I went to Bethel Worship School last summer in 2025, and they did a newer, super cool version where basically the only difference is the drums have a drum intro instead of just the piano intro, and then when you get to the bridge, when you get to the "Does anybody wanna be?" it's a big cymbal wash right there and sub drop, which is so sick. I cannot wait to play that. Oh, and also after The Blood, we're gonna go into a little bit of Nothing But the Blood. So "Oh Precious is the flow that makes me white as snow." So we kind of have that The Blood vibe, just talking about the blood that Jesus shed for us on the cross. So that's gonna be The Blood, Nothing But the Blood. And then last but definitely not least, we have another Gateway Worship song, Who Else? This song has been on repeat for me for so long, basically ever since it came out. As we all know, the bridge is just super powerful. Lamb of God, anointed one, who was and is to come, seated on the throne above. I can't think of a better bridge to glorify God for who he was and who he is and who he will continue to be. So that is the worship set for tomorrow, guys. Enjoy What the World Calls Foolish, The Blood, Nothing But the Blood, and then Who Else? The first three songs are led by Judah, and the last song is actually led by Brayden's mom, who has an amazing voice as well. So what do I have to do to prepare? Well, of course, I have to practice. So that's what I'm gonna be doing now. My practice routine is basically just running through every single song, making sure I have down the parts, how they're played in the original songs, and then adding anything I want to that will just enhance the song better. I might do a montage of practicing, I don't know. But anyways, that's it for me from now. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Hi. Yes, I'm very sunburned and I'm not ashamed of it. This is the last part of the vlog before we actually get to Sunday. This part is long, but it's awesome. I got the opportunity to go through our whole church production system with our front of house director, Justin. He took the time out of his day to bring you guys through just about everything we have to show and how he runs the production. This was an incredible opportunity, and I want you guys to please make sure to thank Justin in the comments below. And like I said, this is the last part of the video before we actually get to the Sunday part. So if for some reason this doesn't interest you, you can skip to this part of the video. All right, let's get right into it. All right, guys, today I'm here with Justin. Do you want to tell them a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, I am the Facilities and Technical Director here at MCC. So pretty much anything you can touch in the building, I'm in charge of, except people, which I like it that way. But yeah, so I think today we're going to go over all the lighting, video, audio. We did backroom before on another episode of yours, correct?
I still don't know if I've done that yet.
Well, in a future episode, you'll probably see that.
Coming soon.
Yeah, so, but hope y'all look forward to this tour. Well, let's go over our LED walls that we have here at the church. We have them set up 4 sections. iMag, of course, on the top, right and left. Those are Miracle 2.5 millimeter pixel walls, and then on the bottom is a mix between 2 types of panels. These are Splendors and Miracle. Miracles are a lot easier to work on. They have magnetic front accessible panels, so if something goes bad, ribbon cable, network cable, take a little suction, pull the panel out, place what you want, pop it back in, all magnet. This wall here, so one panel is this size by this size, and there's 9 individual panels per 500 by 500 millimeter size panel, and every one has 8 screws per panel. So if anything goes wrong during service, there's no chance that you're going to fix anything on this wall. But this one right here, this is a different wall, 4 big panels per big panel. Pop it out, replace what you want, pop it back in. So much easier. So I recommend if you're looking for LED walls, don't go with this one. This looks great, and I mean, I've got some out, but I don't have a single LED pixel out anywhere on these walls. So much easier to maintain. So we have 5 of these all connected to one processor. It's a Novastar, I think UHD. I'll show it to you in the back here in a moment. And then we also have a lyric bar up top. I think that is 8 panels across. and that's the newer style as well. So, and they work out really well together. We program these 5 walls together with a program called Arena. In Arena, you can visually space out your walls and build them. So when you throw in your graphics, you can tell it where you want it to go on the wall. We'll go up and show you that in here in a little bit. It's a really cool program. Works with ProPresenter. Sends it out from ProPresenter to Arena. Then Arena goes out to our DeckLink Duo, which sends it out Thunderbolt to a little Sonnet Express case. And then the DeckLink card, SDI from the booth, all the way around the walls, through the ceilings, through the floor, and then up into our processor for this wall. There's another processor for the lyric bar, and then another processor for the 2 iMags. So we have 3 processors, all by Novastar, that works to make all of this look like it does, along with 2 other LED walls we have in the grand foyer and the kids foyer. All those are the newer walls because they're all wall mounted and you can't get to it from the back. We have like these up here on the wall, you can't get to the back of them, so if something goes bad, your only choice is to get to it from the front. I definitely recommend that style, especially if it's wall mounted, because if not, there's no way to get to them. All right, so this is the back of these Splendor walls. These are how these are built. It is a power supply, a receiving card, which is right here where my finger's pointing, and with 9 ribbon cables going to 9 individual panels. And these are all the little screws that connect, and these are actually here too, all these panels. So in order to replace one, you have to pull all 8 out, pull the data and pull the power, then you can replace one. And if it's behind a bar, good luck, you won't be able to get it out. So there's a power per row. So there are 6 rows, I think 12 deep, all run off one circuit, 120 amp circuit per row. And then there's data that goes in and then daisy chains, just like the power does, panel to panel to panel vertically. Normally, if you run it without redundant, if one of these wires were to break, you lose everything else in that row from the front. So you'll just see like these 2 lit, and then if I were to unplug this, the rest of it should be black. But I have redundant data set up for this big wall. So I have data coming in from the other side, which I'll show you. And if anything breaks, I don't lose my whole wall. Maybe at the most 1 panel, depending on what went wrong. Then over here, there are 2 processors. They should be in the rack, but they're not. So UHD Junior, I'm using all 16 ports down there. And the ones with the yellow dots, that is the redundant data that's feeding the 6 rows of this big wall. So if I were to unplug something, this will tell you, because it'll blink to tell you that something's not working right. You need to check, because if something goes bad, you'll never know until you see a blinking light or everything goes black. And then all the data also comes in on the very last panel, and this is the redundant line going back to the processor on those last 6 channels. So that's what creates that redundant data, which is very important because we've had it to where it will go out and you don't want any distractions for a Sunday service. So my job is to make sure that everything works, and if anything can go wrong, what can you do to just make sure everything's backed up, or redundancy, redundant power, how do you know the systems work? So you'll see as we go through, I have a lot of backups built in just to make sure if something goes wrong, I got spare part or redundant data. Anything to make a Sunday go smoother. That's what we want. So I know Braden went over what he does to program, I guess, for youth on Wednesday nights and on Sundays, but I'll go over a little more of the equipment that we have that he programs. This right here is an MDG ATME hazer. It runs off of compressed CO2. So I got a regulator, CO2 goes in. The CO2 helps make the particles really, really fine and creates a lot of hang time for our haze. So we can run the hazer for 5 minutes, fill the room, turn it off, and it'll hang there. An hour later, you'll still see haze in the air. It's an amazing thing. There's no smell. Usually some people have asthma or get sensitive to haze. Luckily with the CO2 type of machine, I think we've had 1 complaint out of thousands and thousands of people. So I'll take that. I feel bad for that one person. But no smell, hangs forever, and it makes our lights just look amazing. So it's a very expensive setup compared to certain ones that you can get. And the fluid is very, very expensive. It's like $100 a jug, I think. But the jug lasts, I think every 6 months, we might go through a jug, maybe. Tanks, we go through a little quicker, probably 1 every month to 2 months, depending on who's programming. Some program with, you have to swim through the sanctuary to get in with all the haze. But we keep tons of spare tanks, mainly because during our Tribal Wars event, which is once a month in August, we do Tribal Wars, and it's tons of youth, and we have CO2 cannons. So we swap these out for 2 different styles of CO2s, and we use these to power our CO2 cannons on the stage. So just something fun. All right, this is one of the rooms that nobody sees, which is why it's not the cleanest. But a lot of our audio and video processing is also done from this room. Back in the day, this rack used to be filled with 32 band EQs for our old sound system, but everything is new, has got built-in processing, so all this equipment's no longer needed. So I repurposed it for other amps. A lot of our outdoor speakers, grand foyer sound through the whole building. Every hallway's got a ceiling speaker. It's all processed by these QSC cores. These are the 110Fs, and I use one of them all the time. The other one is just purely a backup. So if this one crashes, I've got the exact same file loaded on this. I'll just swap my inputs in the back. About 10, 15 minutes later, we're back up and running, because this does process all the audio for the rest of the building. Sanctuary, not so much. I don't like having too many things in the middle of the system. If something crashes, I want less things to go wrong. I do have one speaker. The center cluster is still in the core because we have an emergency paging system. And if we need to make an emergency announcement, severe weather, stuff like that, we can page the whole sanctuary and the whole building to tell them what's going on, lockdown, or whatever needs to be done for security. So I do keep one in there for that. Amps. More amps. This is our sub amp down here. It is a Dynacord IPX20. Really, really nice amp. It powers two of our subs, and then I think I'm using the other two channels for ceiling speakers. So I got a 5,000 watt channel powering like a 60 watt ceiling speaker. So I probably should move that up there to the cheaper amps. Once I get more subs, we'll repurpose. This is RDNet. This is a network. It networks all of our speakers together. We have a brand new sound system called DB Tech VO L1610s are our tops. I think they're S18s for the subs, and VX205s are front fills, and then we have other brands in there. We'll show you when we get to the speakers down there. But this is what helps me control and program and tune the room. There's network cables going in the back. They all connect to the speakers, and they're daisy chained through, just like the LED walls were daisy chained. Exact same thing. Each array has one network daisy chained through, left, right, one for the center, and one for the subs, and that's how that's run. Buried underneath of here, these two identical units here are more processors. I have these set up in a pretty cool way, I think, because the top one, if I were to turn this bottom one off, both my iMac screens, that's those two screens above the keys and above the drums, will stay on. You'll never notice that a processor turned off. If I turn the top one off, all the iMac screens will stay on. You'll never know anything ever went bad. So I have all 6 primaries ran into here, and all 6 backups run into here. Our ports 1 through 3 go to the drum wall, which is right behind this wall, and ports 4 through 6 go to the wall above the keys. And same thing here, 1 through 3 goes into the last port left on those 3 channels, those 3 sections of walls, and same thing for 4 through 6. So if anything goes wrong, we lose a processor, we lose a cable, we lose an SDI feed, it'll always stay on. Redundant everything on these walls, because it's nothing more annoying when you're in service and a wall flickers or something goes out. I'm trying to mitigate all that by doing it this way, and I think this is the best way to do it. We've done it other ways with one processor working one wall and one processor working the other wall. If something goes bad, you lose a wall. So why not have it best of both worlds? The only thing you can't do with this direction is we used to be able to go into our ATEM video hub and select the left screen to show something and the right screen to show something else. If you're trying to watch hockey on this screen or football on this screen, you could do it. Now they show the same thing. That's the only downfall, but very rarely do we ever need to separate out what we show. For the audio, the only thing back here is that these two boxes here are our power relays. So when we flip switches up in the booth, they're just light switches that have, I think they run on XLR or old snake cables, which are running all through the building in these, which we don't use anymore. But we repurposed those feeds to trip a 5-volt relay in these boxes. And this flips on all of our sound, all of our LED walls, most of our lights, light truss power. All of this is powered through here. So it's a pretty cool system. Just a bunch of contactors in here that when you apply voltage, it pulls the contactor shut and completes your circuits. And all of these are 20 amp 110s that feed all of our equipment. And then we can show y'all next door, our next room over, and that is our lighting room where I keep a lot of my supplies and all the dimmer packs for our house lighting. All right. This room has all of our dimmer packs that we repurposed. They're now DMX controlled from the light board. So this also powers up a lot of our stage pins. We used to have a lot of stage pins down there, We converted them all to Edison's, which is just your regular plug that everybody uses down there. So when we power like Christmas, we do Christmas trees down there. You need a regular plug. So on these dimmer packs, you can take open these front panels, and there's some dip switches, not these, but behind here, there's more dip switches that you can control them to go, they can dim 0 to 100% voltage wise, or you can set them to be all on 100% all the time, or 0%. So if you have something that's not made to be dimmed and you don't want it to dim, you put it on the channel that we've got set up for 100% power so you don't blow up whatever you plugged in. That's always a bad day. Christmas trees, like the LED ones that you can't dim, we put them on that. We have some incandescent ones that you can dim up, dim down. Also, we had chandeliers hung from the ceiling, which you'll put a picture in right now, up there that were dimmable as well. So all that was powered off these dimmer pack, all controlled from the light board. Because in the back, they've all got daisy chained DMX, which is what these are. That's all DMX on this side, and this is all the power going up to the whole catwalks and to the stage. Now these are from Springtree. These are drivers for our house lighting. Our house lighting used to be, they were halogen, I think they were like 500 watt a piece. They were a massive amount of wattage. Now they are low voltage, little circular spatial pucks, I think they call them. One of these 18.6 wires, which you use 5 of them, one's a spare, can power 4 of the smaller ones. Then we have some bigger ones that are, I think they're 50 watts, and the smaller ones are 30 watts. You can do 2 per the 50 watts, which we can go out and show you which ones there are with. But all this is also DMX controlled. So this is all DMX going in and out of all of these. And this is 120 amp circuit per driver. So all of our house lights is fed off of 3 20 amp circuits, which is a huge savings. Because if you look in this black panel, which was our house lighting, all of these circuits are flipped off. And every single one of these was a house light. I can't remember, it was a couple 100 amps with power. Wow. Now done on 60. So it's a huge savings. Plus I'm no longer up in the ceiling replacing house lights anymore, which is amazing because every week I was replacing something that blew up, a bulb or whatever. I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago when we had the other lights, they would literally explode like during service, and you hear something crackle and crash above your head. There's safety glass, so it doesn't come down on you, but it still freaks you out hearing something break above your head. So this is a lot better. These lights will go any color you want. They can dim full control. As soon as our light board turns on, light board takes control over the house control panel, and then we can program it into our scenes for our worship and sermon and everything else we need to do. We also just keep all of our supplies. Some of our networking, audio, SDI, electrical, just where we keep all of our spare stuff that nobody knows about so they can't take. So I don't show this. So this is one of our racks that I think I just built it probably about 3 months ago. Made so we can just unplug the snakes, and if we go do an outside event, like when we go to the Flying Squirrels and play there, we could take this, because the brains to the D-Live is actually right here. And I don't need the board to run audio. All I need is an iPad and a Wi-Fi router, and I can run the whole thing. But in this one, we have our PSM 300. So these are our in-ears in stereo. So there's 8 of these, and they all are fed through some Shure PA 411s, which go out to this helicore. And this helicore is what sends the signal out to the in-ear pack. And without that, we had a lot of dropouts in our wireless stuff. So once we added that in, a lot less complaints for dropouts. Happens every once in a while, they say, but a whole lot better. So it's in-ear up here, and then we have all of our Shure ULXDs down here. So all of our vocal mics, acoustic pack, headsets, body packs, all that's through here. And we've got 2 antenna combiners that are actually, they're on the other side of this rack. You can't see them. So I was trying to create as much space as possible. So on the back, there's some more Furman power conditioners and our antenna combiners. Network cables going into our Shures for our Dante connections. Our acoustic 1 pack is actually wired up a little bit different. On the back of these Shures, we have 2 outputs. One is XLR and one is a 1/4 inch. So the XLR is just fed right back into the stage box here, but the 1/4 inch goes into this SGI TX and RX. It's a powered box on this side, so it converts it from 1/4 inch, so high impedance to low impedance XLR, and I feed it through our stage boxes out to the floor where Judah, which is our worship leader, normally sits, and then it's converted back into XLR, back into 1/4 inch, and then into his Helix board. So he's completely wireless when he plays his guitar, and then you have all the effects on acoustics, all the effects on electric, completely wireless. A lot of times he stands back here and plays, and he can't go grab his 1/4 inch to hook up after the sermon. So having it wireless has been really good for that. We've got stage box, a 64 in, 32 out. It's a DM64, I believe is the upgraded stage box for the Allen Heath. Giga Ace connections down here. Then once we get up there, we have the Waves and Dante cards in the board up there. We got a switch that runs all of our Dante, some of our Shore stuff, and it all feeds down through the floor and out to everything on the stage here. Let's run over the mics that we have on the drums. Overheads, we use the AKG C214s, I believe they are. SM57s on top and bottom of this brand new Black Beauty that we were blessed enough to just buy. Heartbeat cymbals, which I'm sure you've already gone over a rundown on that. But as far as mics, Sennheisers, I think they're both E904s. We had the one model lower than that. We upgraded those. Beta 91A on the kick in, which you can see on the inside there, and then a Beta 51A on the outside, just your standard kick setup. Roland SVD SX, I think you've gone over before. And then I don't even know what our hi-hat, this is here before I came here. Way up here, we do have a hi-hat mic. No idea what it is. It sounds good. It does what it needs to do, so I've never had the need to replace it. Never even looked into that. Like I said, it sounds good on the headphones, sounds good in the house, so it sounds good, no need to replace it. And I think that's all your mics on your drums that we have here. So speakers, up top there, we got two left and right names. That is DB Tech VO L1610. Right behind it hung as well as two single 18s, also DB Tech VO series. Identical on the other side. And then right above you as well, we got another 4 for a center cluster. That feeds this front part, mainly because we have a lot of youth up here on Wednesdays, as y'all seen, and without that there, this gets a little bit empty. Even with the front fills, which we have 4 of them, those are, I think, X205s, also DB Tech. Then we have 2 subs down here on either side that we added. And underneath the stage, which you can't see, but they're in this foam, are some EVX subs. They're dual 18s on either side, one there and one over there, which is fed off of that Dynacord or IP24. There's 5,000 watts per channel 1. And then above us, behind the cluster in the catwalk, it's another set of double 18s. So if you add up all the subs, it's quite a bit, but you always could use more. All right, here's our tech booth. Braden has already gone over the Roadhog 4. I don't know if you went over the type of lights that we have, but if you look on the trusses, we have 12 Chauvet R2Xs, along with some cheaper shed lights. We got 3 on this truss. Mac 101s, which are little spot washes. And then we have Intimidators, more 101s up on the stage and on the side. And then we have a lot of Jolt bars. They're not on right now, but it's the ones in between the lyric bar. Then we got the 300s right here. Those are Jolt 300s. And those are our blinders. Right there.
They do blind.
They do blind, and they do really well. So that's most of our lights that we have. It's a lot of wash up here, but they do a really good job. All movable. If we have different people on stage, we can change wherever they are. But I know Braden's probably went over that. Pro Presenter on a Mac Studio as well. And then underneath, there are 2 black boxes. Those are those Decklink Duos and the Sonnet Express cases. There's 2 of them. One's a 4K card and one is a 1080 card. So this is what feeds our screens. The bottom screen is in 4K because it's so big and so many pixels that a 1080 was leaving a little bit grainy. Lower thirds and lyric bar are sent from that. And some feeds to and from coming from our ATEM Blackmagic stuff as well. So we can get feeds into our recordings and into our streams. This is our software for the DB Tech. So if we're playing, we can see the individual speakers. We can see the temps, how loud they're running, what the drivers are doing, all the presets, so all the EQs, dips, then when we get to program. Every individual box is EQ'd differently. We had a guy that was Usher's system tech for, I think, 10 to 15 years. Anywhere Usher went, he went and he tuned every room, every stadium, every arena. That's all he did for a living. So I had him come in and tune our whole system. D-Live S7000 is our board. They make, I think, 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, and 7. Because this is a fixed install, we just got the biggest board there was. It wasn't that much of a price difference. We love it. We keep most everything up on the top layer that we run for a normal show. We use DCAs a bunch. So all of our drums are controlled by one fader, instruments, one fader, keys, one fader, vocals, headsets, computers, all of our loops on one, and all of our effects, which are here, are all on one fader. This way, it's very easy to control your mixing. If you want the drums louder, instead of moving 15 faders, which is everything in green there is all drums, you just move one. So much easier. mains, which are tied into left, right, and center, and subs. So that DCA, the red main there, ties into that. And then these 3 matrices, which is top sub, floor sub, and then our DB subs, are individual but mixed into the aux, which is then put into the house DCA. So all controlled from here, but you can also customize it for what you want to do. We got a brand new Waves Titan server down here, which I'll show you the software up there for it. And then we have a Netgear AV line switch, which is got built-in presets for Dante and audio and video protocols. Power conditioners. Everything's got a battery backup. It's like a battery backup, that black box over there. There's one over here beside the fridge, which is also very important. Then we got our rack here, which has our ATEM Production Studio 4K, SD cards, recorders. This is an SSD card, a little bigger version of this. This is another Novastar processor. This one does our LED wall in the grand foyer. Video hub works in concert with this, so I can route everything through the building. This is Clang, which I'll show you the interface on that. So Clang, which is all Dante. On the back of this, it's two cords. It's a power cord and a network cord. That's it. Resi, which does all of our streaming. Amazing. We've never had a failure with it yet. Hopefully very, very solid. You pay quite a bit for it in subscriptions and hardware, but it's worth it. And then we have another switch that runs not audio, anything that's not Dante. Dante is on its own switch, its own separate network, because you never want to have that share another switch. So you get Waves, plugins. We do run auto-tune off of the board. We just got vocal riders, C6s, de-essers, new fancy, it's called AudioX Live. I've been playing with this one here lately. It's like almost AI. It listens and automatically does gates and compressors. I like it a lot. It does use a lot of processing power. I've noticed when I put a lot of these AI plugins in that when I go to here, a lot of my chords are getting maxed, even on this massive one. You can see here there's an error, but that might be because we shut some stuff down. So you never want to see that. What's also cool is that I've got MIDI set up. So you can see Waves are in the key of B flat, which was the last 2 songs that we did today. But if you go over here, if I press the key of A, over there, it switched it to the key of A. And then what I do when I run sound is I have the songs that we're playing. I put the key first, then I put who is leading it, and then I put the song. They're all set for scenes, so I put it as importance of information I need to know first. I want to know the key first, because if the key is wrong and they start singing, you know it's wrong, and so does everybody else. Or they wonder why that person on stage can't sing, and it's not them, it's the audio guy. So I always put my key first. So as soon as I trigger the key, I hit this immediately, or trigger the scene, I hit my key immediately, and then everything should be set for the start of the song anyway. Clang. So that box that we talked about right here, this silver Clang box, the interface for it looks like this. So when TJ's drumming, he can pull up his phone and he's looking at all of these faders. And if you see, he has his in stereo, but you also can throw it in 3D. And when you do that, it will sound exactly like, I don't know why it's a guitar emblem, but this hi-hat does sound in front of you or behind you, to your left, to your right. Your stereos, you can separate out. It is amazing that you wouldn't think that 2 speakers on either side of your ears can make it sound like it's in the front or behind you. But whatever it does well. And it separates all these sounds up. Just like if you're on stage and the guitar's over here and the bass is over here, you can literally have it sound just like that. It's pretty cool. If you're trying to dial it in, you can go to your drums, your instruments, and gray out all of these ones that you're not trying to adjust at the moment. Vocals, same thing. And then you can set these up into groups as well. Drums, you're gonna, just like this DCA here, you can do the same thing over here. You can pull everything up as a full group. Drums, vocals, Ableton, which is our loops, host and audience mics, and drums. You can do all individually. And then we can do up to 12 mixes. I've got these 2 hidden because we didn't need them for tonight. But you can have up to 12 mixes, 12 stereo mixes, and up to full 64 channels. It doesn't matter if they're stereo or mono, 64 total, and it processes it no problem, no errors, no delays. We had to pay for the expansion pack to get to 64, which we just did, but it's worth it because we have so much stuff going on. Especially with our drummers, they like to kick in. You know, TJ's very
picky.
Very picky. Kick in, kick out, snare top, snare low. So we're just adding more options there for them. As long as they don't mind sliding through more faders, which is why we have, where's our tracks? Here, tracks. There's 6 to 8 channels in there. I decided to group it into an aux fed out. So right here, tracks. So I sent them tracks, but I mixed all of our loops into that aux. This way, instead of having 6 channels, they just have 1 channel. It's a little bit easier to go through when you're trying to find whatever channel you want to go to. We use Dante on a lot. We've got it going to our broadcast room. We have it going to these little 2-channel Audinate, 2 channels, ins or outs, whichever way you want to buy them. You can buy them in and out, 2 outs, 2 ins, whatever you want. But I can hook up a mic to this, and I can go into our core, which we saw in the back room, and I can broadcast something over the emergency page system if I want to, just by taking this mic, put it in here, and go through an app that we've created, and we can do all sorts of stuff. But I love these little Audinate things. They just need a PoE device, which the switch underneath it here, not this one. Well, this is PoE too, but I got another one behind it that's also PoE that does security cameras and other stuff like that. Waves, 128 by 128 Waves card in here on the back of this, 128 by 128 Dante card. When we bought this, we decided let's just do it the right way. Let's not get the 64 by 64 and run out of channels. We got everything that we needed. We also have the ability to record on this. We do Logic on this one, and I can do a virtual sound check back. And I've got all these soft keys set up where virtual record, virtual playback. I can hit virtual playback. It flips all my inputs over to the wave side, and I can play it back just like they're here when the band's not here. Amazing for training audio volunteers, brand new people want to learn. I use it all the time for myself. If we have a rehearsal, I'll go back the next day, play it, get everything dialed in while they're not here, so I don't waste their time. A great ability to be able to have with one flip of a button, recorded, playback, nice and easy. I also got fail safes. I got waves on, waves off, vocal waves on, vocal wave off. If something crashes and you lose audio, you can just go waves off. And then it's only the board. It bypasses the server, bypasses everything. You never know what can and will go wrong when you don't want it to. So I try to have everything built in to where if something goes wrong, one button, you could have audio back. Dante. Let's see here. Talking about that earlier. Some things might be turned off now. I don't know how well y'all can read that there, but there is a bunch of, these are all of our devices. We have core players. A lot of this is in the MCC core. 2-channel for speakers. Back in the recording studio, that's what powers our monitors. This board, broadcast, some of our amps are Dante powered. Clang. If you go to Allen Heath to Clang, you can see all the patches, which I try to make as much as I can in a straight row. There's some that's running to an aux feed. For instance, this is Lav PHH 1, 2, Lavs 1 and 2. That's what these are. They might I think this is Lav 1, Lav 2, PHH 1, PHH 2. The reason why they aren't in line with here, which they could be, because in the back room on a live stream, those guys can't see the stage like we can in the front of house. So what I did was I set Lav 1 to go to its own aux feed. This is PHH. This is PHH 1 and 2 here. GIFs there, Lav 1 there. So all it is, I have it set to be pre-fader. So they will not get this audio until we move the fader up. Everything else they got back there is all sent pre-fader. And these are all post-fader, if I said that backwards earlier. These are the only ones in white that they get when we pull it up because they can't see when somebody goes up on stage with the headset or PHH. So if we miss it, they will miss it automatically because if we don't turn it up, they can't get it. But it's worked out great for us. Everything else, all audio, all loops, all tracks, they get pre-fader, they can mix it. It's independent of this other than the gain that they might share. Where's this going out, Dante? Yeah, I mean, we got multi-displays. There's a bunch of these around. We got 2 of these in the back room. One of those is above the broadcast booth, our broadcast computer, which runs Logic Pro back there. And then there's one at the switcher station back there, which I'm sure that y'all went over. So.
No, you did.
That's mostly all of our setup. Oh, I didn't go over. I mentioned Arena earlier, which is the LED feeds. You can see right here, this is one big graphic, but over there, it's broken up a little bit. So if you go to here, you can see right here is, so this is that left screen on the other side of the drums. This blue box is the one next to it and so on. Big box, small box, or totem, whatever you want to call them. So this graphic right here is never displayed in between these 2 boxes. This graphic doesn't have any blocks in it, but this is what it sends out. So these are all the boxes shoved together. That's what the Novastar sees. This is what it's actually showing. this isn't actually going anywhere. That's just wasted space because it's in between. It makes it so that the video or the image flows and it looks like there is a gap in space between. It isn't just pushed together. So it gives it a pretty cool effect. And then I can literally click and drag and move it, and I could put it together, but we like keeping the space. If you got something flying through, like a bird going over the image, if you have a video, it would literally, the bird would disappear and come back on each screen in almost the correct time. That's why we use Arena, just to get that spacing proper for it. And then we have it set to where we can make that image all 5 screens, full, big screen, or the actual 16:9 ratio where it's not squished or stretched or make people look not the right aspect. And that's what we use this for. This is NDI sent from ProPresenter. NDI out, this picks it up, then this sends out through our Decklink Duos, and then down to there. I believe that is a quick, brief overview of everything we use. Of course, there's all different types of settings for everything we do for lower thirds and all that. But same concepts, going through the Mac Studio NDI. So that's the internal network send into another program within the computer. Our live stream is sent through SDI 1 and 2. It's key, and there's a name for it. You send 2 for a lower third. It's escaping me at the moment. Lyric third is SDI 3 off of the Sonnet. I call this the mic room for reasons that you probably don't know. So we do all Shure ULXDs, and they all have charging stations, and they're all labeled. So when the musicians get here and they go log into their Clang app, which we showed you up in the booth, I got their names in the program, and they go, okay, I'm on vocal 5. They just go to vocal 5. Everything's already charged, ready to go. Really simple. They pick them up, they put them back, the lights turn on, they know they're charging. Green means they're fully charged. But using this tool chest has been amazing. It's got built-in surge protectors. It just makes everything more organized. All of our spare mics, DI boxes, I mean, everything is labeled where they need to go. Batteries, everything is right where it needs to go. It helps keep us organized. We also have, which is a little bit of a mess right now, we also provide ears for all of our musicians. Some bring them home, some leave them here, and we try to label the boxes. And we just provide them. They're the KZ ZS10s. I think most churches seem to be going to that. They're like $50 a pair on Amazon. 4 or 5 drivers per ear. They sound really good for what they are and for the price. Then we use interloops as well for the ones that don't have rechargeable batteries, like our horn mics, which are SLXs, and then our vocal 6 when we have an extra. Usually we have 5, but if we run 6, promise you we have 6. There we go. We have a 6. So they just take regular AA batteries, swap them out, good to go. When TJ drums, he uses it's from Behringer. They just use 2 AAAs right there, and you can set them for mono or stereo. There's a little dip switch right here, and you can flip it to mono or stereo depending on what you're giving it, and then it'll send the headphones, whatever you selected. So you run this on your drums, and you get a stereo feed through an XLR. So it's a double quarter that feeds into one XLR. It goes into here, so it locks in with the tab. And you've never had any issues with these, have you? $50, I think they are.
Yeah, they're nice.
And for what they are, they're really good. When we do like stuff not here, we go like when we went to Niger on mission trips, when we go to this, when we played at the Flying Squirrels, anything we do off-site, we bring these, which is why we have so many. And we just plug an XLR or quarter, whatever you have. Usually they're XLRs for us, but normally they're in mono though, when we do it off-site, just to save channel count on our other board. That's a mic room, a lot of spare parts, nice spare equipment. That's what this room is made for. So this is the room in between that mic room and our sanctuary. So everything's off now, but this is where all the musicians will go out and feed around. They go on the stage, and most of the audience can't see them because it's usually kept pretty dark. But in here we have power, XLRs, 1/4 inches. Then we just wrap tape on the end of these little dowel rods. And red's 25, white is 50, yellow I think is 15. And then we have shorter ones that are maybe yellow. I think it's like 5 to 15 is yellow. So we just have a little color coordination. So we know quickly if you need to pull a 25, we know we pull a red. And we also mark red on the both side of XLRs, just so we know what we're pulling. If somebody puts it in the wrong spot, we know instantly. Keep some spare wedges over here. Like when we have horn, he doesn't use in-ears, he likes using a wedge. So the horn player runs off that. We run a helix stomp for some bass players, or anybody, electric, bass, acoustic, whatever they want, but this is normally used for our situation. bass. We have a line 6 Helix. We have 2 of these. So we run up front for our worship leader, whether he's playing electric or acoustic, and he's all wireless. And then if we have another electric player, sometimes they use these Helixes. So that's this little room in between. Works out well for keeping all of our stuff organized.
Thank you guys for watching today. I hope that you learned a lot of stuff. If you have any questions, ask below. I'm sure Justin would be happy to answer those for you. Just want to say thank you to Justin.
Just thank y'all for watching, and TJ, you're doing an amazing job with everything you do on your channel. So.
Thank you. I do hope you guys enjoyed that tour and learned a lot of information from it. I know I learned a lot just filming it, so yeah, awesome. Also, make sure to thank Justin in the comments for taking the time to do this, because he did not have to do this, but he willingly did, so thank you very much, Justin. Leave any questions in the comments as well, and I'm sure he would be glad to answer them. And now we get into the last part of our video, which is the Sunday day part. You guys are going to see a lot of behind the scenes, so let's get right into it. Alright, it is 4:30 in the morning. Let's get it, baby. Alright guys, it is breakfast time. One thing about me is I really do not like traditional breakfast food. There goes the microwave. So this morning I'm eating white chicken chili soup. It's very good though. Alright guys, it is currently 5:30. We are leaving the house, about to drive to church. First, we're gonna make a quick pit stop to get a little bit of caffeine. Oh yeah. Alright guys, we just went to 7-Eleven. I got the peach Celsius. Don't worry, I don't have caffeine all the time, only when I really, really need it. Very good though. And I'm gonna introduce you to my little brother, who you might already know, but he's gonna tell you a little bit about what he does at church.
What's up guys? How y'all doing? You know, pretty great, I would guess. Alright, restart.
It's okay.
What's up guys? I'm Gavin, TJ's brother. I work at church a lot. I do cameras, I do camera switcher. I help in kids' church sometimes, and I also do pro presenter, which is like switching slides for the main stage sometimes. I don't do that a lot anymore, but that's basically what I do. I'm not working today, but I just wanted to come early with him because I enjoy going early, you know, seeing everybody early.
He enjoys hanging out with his brother.
Aww. Cue the music.
What music? Guys, so we just got to church. It is 6 a.m. and the boys were planning to get here at 6, but it's okay. We missed our alarm sometimes. Plan is right now to go in, do a couple things to get set up, and then we have rehearsal at 6:30. And I'm gonna be showing you guys some new additions to the drum cage that you haven't seen before. And then also I'm gonna be adjusting the drums to how I like it. So, guys, walking into church, I am so hyped for this. Are you?
Nah.
What a party pooper. On Sundays, we use a different entrance. This is the far entrance. And it's basically the other long hallway. All right, guys, this is what it looks like when you're the first people in the sanctuary. Here we go. Hey. Oh, yeah.
The game plan.
Guys, welcome back. Nata, the fan favorite.
Hey guys, another car is coming. Oh my gosh, pick up the kid.
Guys, I know you missed Nata.
Hi.
He missed you too. What are you gonna show them today that maybe you haven't shown them yet?
How to be awesome. How to get a girlfriend in 2026. I'm just joking. I'll show you. I don't know. Did you bring the GoPro?
I did.
You did bring a GoPro. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do the exact same thing as last time.
Gosh, there's another car coming.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna be on my phone. Gosh, I hate this.
Guys, we got interrupted. We're gonna go say hi to Judah.
How's it going?
Guys, it's 6:30, almost 6:30.
Come on, bro.
And we're here with Judah. You guys know him from last time. Are you excited for today?
Vlog. I'm super excited for today. I don't know if TJ already said it, but he made our set today.
Oh yeah.
And let's just say he picked some bangers, bro. He picked some bangers.
Let's go.
Come on, it's gonna be fun.
All right, guys, I apologize for the lack of light, but we have 2 new additions to the drum cage from the last Youth Group vlog. And those additions are 1, a 24-inch new heartbeat ride cymbal. 24 is the biggest we've ever had here at church. It sounds great, awesome. I have so much fun playing it. So I'm really looking forward to using that today. The first time I used it was this past Wednesday, so this is the first Sunday we've ever used it. Then also a new 6.5-inch by 14-inch Ludwig Black Beauty. Amazing snare drum. So you know the Black Beauties are the worship drummer snares. Super glad we had the opportunity to get it. It sounds amazing. So can't wait to play it again today. And yeah, we also got that this past Wednesday as well. So the first Sunday ever playing both of these new additions. Really looking forward to it. Next, I'm just gonna adjust a couple things to get ready to play, and then rehearsal will start soon.
So how's your morning? Pretty good. I didn't video anything yet. I just videoed me turning on my car. Play the clip.
That's so funny. Everybody say hi to Terry. It's a nice wave. Wave? Yeah. What? Yeah, just wave. Wave. Yeah. Perfect.
It's on.
There's your mom.
Yeah. Y'all want to see my mom?
Wait, what's this?
Crazy Zoo.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Hey, Braden.
Wait.
What? You want me to smile normally or something?
Oh, I don't care. I'm videoing you. What would happen if you turned the flow lights all the way bright right now?
Which ones?
The bars. All the way bright.
There you go. Whoa.
The farther end.
It is. Let's zoom in on Carter this time. He's watching Fortnite TikTok. Wait, you can actually see what he's watching. This is food for us, right?
Shit.
Oh wait, no, it's TJ's turn.
Turn on his lights.
There you go. Woo! He's pretty bad.
Actually, I could do better.
Yeah, honestly. That's good.
All right, they left us, guys. It's just us two. I'm gonna go set up cameras. This is my double chin angle. Okay, basically, for those of you that don't know, this filing cabinet is where we keep the cameras. Here they are. Batteries for the camera, headsets. And over here is the switching station. You switch using these keys right here. Normally they're lit up, but the whole system isn't on right now. I'm not gonna turn it on yet. All right, this camera's all set up.
Is that yours?
Huh?
The double energy?
No, I hate energy drinks.
What do you drink instead to get your body energized?
I don't drink anything, bro. I haven't had anything to drink this morning. I need
Tell
water,
why you're
bro.
so tired now.
I'm not tired, bro. What are you talking about?
You didn't even want to get out of the car. He's gonna cut that out. Not no film, bro.
Bro, this is harder than it was last time because I don't know what to talk about and I'm freaking tired. Oh my gosh.
You want me to film?
I'm good, bro. Oh.
Wait, don't go.
Alright guys, rehearsal just ended. Sounds great to me. Sound great to you guys? Yeah. Pretty cool. So basically, if you didn't know, our church has 3 services. One at 8 a.m. Right now it's like 7:45. 2, the second service at 9:30, which they live stream. That's going to be where the audio is coming from for today. And then the last one is 11:15. So what's going to happen is first service, I'm not going to film anything. Second service, we're filming drum POV and camera POV. And then third service, we're getting lights POV. But after all of that, I'm going to put the lights with the drums and the cameras. So it's just going to be all one service basically that you guys are going to watch.
Because they're identical services.
They are identical, so you're not going to like notice the difference or anything. So we're all feeling good, looking forward to it. Right now we're hiding in the stairwell, so we got about 10 minutes until the first service. So we'll see you guys after first service. Peace.
There, God, we put our burden onto you. That's the whole reason that you died on that cross for us, Lord God. I want to say blood, but that feels weird. Someone else needs to learn a word. Hallelujah. Worthy hallelujah. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Worthy hallelujah. All right, y'all. Let's do it. Minute and a half.
All All right, guys, in the equipment room right now. We just finished first service. Went super well.
It went pretty good. I feel like we can do a little bit better on cameras, but I'm gonna give a pep talk to my team.
There you go. That's
Yes,
a good
sir.
move. So we will see you guys next service, where we will have Nada's POV, my POV, and Braden's POV.
He's not here right now. He's up doing sound.
Yeah, he doesn't have time to rest.
Poor guy.
Yep. But we'll see you next service. All right, guys, this is Daniel. Hey. Part of our next gen. Daniel, do you have any good advice for the upcoming generation?
Any good advice for the upcoming generation? Find your people. Like this group right here, pan it around. These group of boys right here, I found my people. And I tell you what, I haven't even been at this church for like a year yet. It feels like I've been here for a decade at least. Wow. Just because I found the right people. Found my pastor Nathan right here. Hey,
Praise God. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. For the next generation, correct?
Yeah.
Well, I like to call them the now generation because you're starting it right now. You're making a difference right now. And so I love find your people, find your community, and most importantly, stay connected to Christ. Do it.
Awesome. Guys, it is right before the big service, second service. We're going to be recording with Nada. He's got the GoPro on, like always, and then me and the drums. Brandon's going to be recording third service because we don't have an extra phone mount for him. But like I said before, we're going to sync it all together at the end, so it's not going to matter. You guys ready?
Yeah. I'm so ready, bro.
I'm so ready.
He's so hyped.
Let's go. We'll see you then. Quick disclaimer before we get into second service. The audio you're about to hear from the service is just from my iPhone in the drum cage. Why is this? Simply because I want to prevent copyright on this video that you're currently watching. Now, if you would like to see the video with the full, good mixed audio, that is the first link in the description below. Please go watch that. I'm encouraging you to. This is just to prevent copyright on this video that you're currently watching. Alrighty, now let's finally get into second service. All right, guys.
I don't know why-
Third service just ended. I think that was our best one, probably.
Debatable.
Second was good.
Yeah.
Third was really good too. Unfortunately, we won't have Braden for the outro. He's still in there doing lights, but we gotta go home. Thank you guys for watching, and who knows?
Something.
Hope you learned something. Yep, and comment any questions below. Pearson, close us out.
Amen.